What's up, legends? Welcome back. I'm all ready for a Q&A, but before that, we're just gonna leave to wherever we're gonna drive. I don't know what I'm saying. This is awkward, so hopefully this lift doesn't stop anywhere else, but down where I'm going to. First, I gotta move this car right here. So, I just got my car ready. We're leaving right now. And as soon as we get there, we're gonna answer a few questions. So stay tuned, stay there, let's go. Alright guys, we just arrived at Maroubra Beach. I'm gonna see if we can film outside because it's windy, it's not as beautiful, it's not like a perfect sunset kind of vibe right now. So let's start off with an easy question from YouTube. So Plainsight Copyright Free Music, long name for a channel, definitely cool, check them out. What's your favorite drawing medium? Chalk, ink, makers, etc. I love to draw on anything, I love everything. I love chalk, I love iPad, I love everything that I can put my hands on and I can write with. This is why I feel like lettering is so interesting, because there are so many different possibilities that you can try out, that you can do, and there's no limit to what you can use. But if I have to choose one thing, if I was stuck on an island, well, I'm actually on an island right now. I'm in Australia. It's a huge island. It's probably the biggest island out there. I probably will go back to using paper and pencil, but I love the diversity of all the different mediums you can use. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, if you're wondering what I'm using here to record on my car, this is the GoPro. It's windy, it's crazy windy. I'm just gonna take you around here and show you a little bit about those beautiful beaches in Australia. Even if you didn't ask for it, I'm just gonna show you anyway because it's beautiful. All right, let's go. This is a little expedition we're doing here. Whew, it's exciting! I might not be actually that excited, but because I'm filming something, it makes it all more exciting. We ain't getting any luck with filming here, so let's move back to the car. Didn't turn out the way I wanted to, but I realized that I didn't have the best luck with YouTube's videos lately. Everything that I've tried to do just failed somehow, and I wanted to go up the cliffs and shoot something here, do some Q&A outside, beautiful surroundings and whatever. We'll do something else now. So we'll just jump back into the car and I'll see you there. I actually thought that Q&A would be easier to do. So Adri Buff asks, which project are you most proud of? I'm most proud of the one that we did with Skillshare, where we flew into Iceland, because it was a project that we had the idea of early on last year. So it was January 2017. We had this idea of lettering into sand and doing it on a huge scale in a country that we weren't before, and I pitched the idea of doing it in Iceland because I've never been to Iceland and I wanted to go to Iceland, and Skillshare made this possible, which is amazing. I just love that they made it possible for us to come together, to work together with Will, with Ian, and also with DSLR Guide, with Simon Cade. And we're just excited to come together. We just created something where we had to overcome challenges, and just hanging out with those guys, it was awesome. Katie Kristen asked, how do you develop your personal style? There isn't one day where you're gonna wake up and you just know, like, oh, I figured out my style. A lot of artists that have worked a long time, that have done a lot of work, they just develop the style over time. I, for a long time, thought that I didn't have a personal style, and a lot of people just see my posts and they know exactly that it is from me. So how do you develop your own personal style? Just over time. Gymnast Brits, and that's Brittany, asks, do you have a favorite saying or phrase you always sketch when you get bored, or does something different always come to mind? So number one, I always have a Pinterest board with quotes that I collect over time. Like every day I like to spend some time on Pinterest. I collect them now and then just to keep me going, and I have some fun quotes, some inspirational quotes, some quotes with Bible. Whenever I read a book or whatever, I just highlight those places. But a go-to phrase that I would usually use right now is create something today even if it sucks. It doesn't necessarily have to be a good quote to a letter, but sometimes you just want to create something, and I've hoped that this quote, that this phrase actually helps a lot of people out in their journey as creatives to keep on going. Whew, it's getting hot in here. Stacy Claire asked, does your handwriting look nice? Yeah, it does. I've actually always loved writing with my hand. Basically, handwriting doesn't have anything to do with how you letter, because lettering is drawing and handwriting is something you either take time to do, or if I'm in a hurry, I'll write something really fast and then it won't look as good. So having the time to write something out actually helps a lot, but here's a little sample of what my handwriting looks like in real life. Olio Yanuga asked, what did you study in your university and how did it help prepare you for what you do now? So here's a little fun fact about me. I never went to uni. I never studied arts or whatever comes with it. I didn't do graphic design or lettering or any direction of that. I worked at a Swiss bank before, and I've learned a lot about banking in that time. So I worked there for 3.5 years and then decided to pursue lettering as a career only a year ago, because I was kind of in the mix of doing more photography or something else, and I ended up doing what I do here. So what I learned a lot from the banking job is how to work in those big offices, how to work with clients, dealing with teams and work and your boss and everything like that. Like, this prepared me a lot for what I'm doing right now. So do not despise anything you're doing right now. If you do your job at 120% every time, then no matter what job you'll get, you'll do it at the best of your ability. But if you feel like your job right now sucks and you don't want to do it anymore, and this is not actually what you signed up for, then give yourself some time to actually finish it, do something else, and move on. But don't just quit, or don't just drop out, or just give less than 100%, because that's not what you're getting paid for. And even if you feel like you're valued more, just do what you've actually signed up to do, what your contract says you have to do, and do it to the best of your abilities. This really helped me a lot, because at the bank I was really more into photography and more different things, but my goal was always to give 120% in whatever I do, and this has helped me a lot with the business now, that I didn't quit back then when I was really frustrated with working at a bank, but doing what I love doing now. So I hope this helps you right now. So Maxinelim asks, how do you know if what you're working on is finished already? DesignX Type asks, while doing client work in the beginning, did you work on project that you didn't really like but knew will pay you well? Actually, I've built my whole business around doing stuff that I love for Instagram. So these are the things that I love doing and I love sharing. With any client work that I touch or that I get, my main focus is always that the client is happy at the end. I know this is really hard to do, but sometimes I've had to learn that it's not my way, or that it's not my project at the end, but it's their project. It's something that they have to identify with, and it's not something that I have to identify in the end. You always get client work that you may not be super proud of or you don't like, but if they pay the bill, if they pay your passion to do, then that's awesome. And if you get to do what you love and get paid for it, well, this is the most amazing thing. So it's not always the case, and don't believe that you always have to work only bad jobs to get paid and then do awesome things, but it can be both, but it rarely is. Just don't worry about it. How would one start off in typography if only resource they had were pencil and paper? This is actually the only thing you need when you start out, and I would really recommend you to just get going. Like, there's nothing more that you need. Start getting inspired by what you see around you. Like, look at other people's work to learn from that. Look at how they draw those letters. Look at how those letters are formed, because what you want to do is then create something is learn how they made it and then create something from that and incorporate that into your own style. And the more you draw, the more you try out, the better you're gonna get over time. And I promise you, you don't need more than pen and paper, because over time, this is the only thing that you'll actually need. It took me a long time until I moved on to something digital. If I didn't have the money, or if this wasn't the option I could, like, I would still go back to pen and paper and just draw with that if those are the only things that I could use. Audia you. Some names are really hard to pronounce. She asks, do you ever feel bored or lazy to make lettering after 100 times? I absolutely do. Right now, this month has been a month where I haven't been able or haven't been wanting to draw something every day, where I've been stuck and bored out of my mind because I've been drawing the same thing over and over again. It's not the same quote, it's not the same style, it's not the same composition, but it's more the feeling of not growing, of not advancing in your style. So this is really something that I've trying to move on, and I'm sure other people feel like that as well, because a lot of people say they plateau and this is where it's flat and they're not making any progress, but we're actually digging deeper. We're not making progress, but because we're actually trying to dig through a hard rock that is just impossible to break through. But as soon as you do, you're just gonna break through and get on with it, and you're just gonna love what you do. ITC Carol asks, may I ask how lettering artists make money as freelancers? Absolutely. It's a good question, and if you want to pursue this as a profession, one way to do it is to actually offer your services to other people, like doing logo works or quotes or doing for advertising. Whatever has text, you can design that and you can make money off of that. Yeah, like tutorial videos, courses, products that I sell, that's all money that I can make as a lettering artist, as a freelancer, and it does work really well. It's a way that you can sustain a family. You're just gonna find your niche where you can grow and where you can do a lot of things really well and sell that to other people. And for some people, it's doing branding, it's doing logo work. All right, I think that is it. Sorry that I couldn't do this video with an awesome background and everything around that, but I hope to see you guys really soon again when we explore Sydney a little bit more. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate your comments. If you have more questions, please comment below. If you like this video and if you want to keep me motivated, please hit that like button, subscribe, because that's the way we can reach more people. And I want to talk more about creativity with other creatives. I want to collaborate more. I want to do so many more things, and see you guys soon. Bye.